Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining me here today. If you found yourself here, there may be a message for your healing journey, soul's evolution, transformation, and or simply information. Today, I would like to talk about different healing modalities, not only what I've taken along the way. I remember decades ago, I started sort of a feeding frenzy on holistic modalities. I wanted to know why the world was so much in pain and sorrow and grieving, shame, fear, why there wasn't any more awareness around healing. Why was I looking for this? Because I was a bad griever when my brother died and didn't understand. There wasn't answers when I asked the questions. I was told just because. Sometimes that is the answer. Maybe your parents didn't have the right tools to guide you, or it's just the way it is. We just accept this. Well, as a little girl, I never did. I wanted to know why, how, and sometimes when or where, not just because I said so. Why? I want to know why. My brain works in multifaceted dimensions, and usually I want to know so I can process the logic and then take it in and decide what's good for me, even though you're a child, right? And as adults, we don't have to put up with just because. For me, it doesn't make sense. Tell me why, show me how, and I want to feel, know, and discern the difference. And does that modality work for me based on what I've gone through? Bring it on. Let me try it. Some things did, some things didn't. And I think when you're ready, the teacher always arrives. And it always did for me. What's next? I was on a feeding frenzy and I studied everything for a decade. Everything possible. I had wonderful teachers, traveled to train, was privileged to become a practitioner under their belt and under their website. It was a beautiful gift. And a lot of them still travel around, and I have their websites, and I'm happy to have said I'm proud because they're reputable people who are out there making a difference in this world. So if you're on a healing journey, you can look up different modalities. If you don't know the tools, you can use keywords like abuse, trauma, sexual trauma, healing from ABC addictions. You can plug in keywords now, and Google takes you everywhere, even where you shouldn't go based on certain things you plug in. Who knew, right? But take active role in your healing of yourself first, and then your loved ones, right? Say goodbye to feeling powerless. In this day and age, unfortunately, social media does more damage, I believe, than anything good. From what I've seen in my nurse or nieces and some nurses I've worked with, it actually causes trauma in your body, mind, and soul, and your brain, because your brain is triggered by what you see, feel, and hear out there. And it's not true. How many thousands of likes do you need before you believe that you're worthy of love? Is that okay? Or is it okay if grandma says you're beautiful? I love you just as you are, honey. That to me lodges deep. That's your oak tree. Stick with that. The social media, sure, it's instant gratification and it's a great babysitter for torment. Look at all the games out there. Look at what kids are learning. Where are the books? Where's the grandparents reading the books? Where are the parents? They're working, right? Why do they have big houses and nobody's enjoying it, right? We've got it twisted. We need to get back to tangible things, what means something, so we can heal. We're not afraid, and all aspects of our body are calm, at peace, doing some breath work or prayer, or taking a walk with the family, making a meal together. We all have the same 24/7, 365. What are you doing with yours? How much time do you spend with loved ones and people you care about? Who's in your circle of trust? Do you trust them? And why? Are they worthy of being in your circle, meeting your energetic space, and or your home? How do you know that, right? Do we have dis-ease and disconnect, or do we feel complete? Do we rely on medications or sleep aids, or is it simply Maybe we turn down the TV, we put the phones down at dinner and they aren't on unless they're emergency. You can put the bypass on if there is an emergency, right? Or if you still have a landline, well, that works too. I almost would prefer that. And then you can go to work and turn your computer on. The original version of the cell phone was in the car for emergencies. Now look what happened. Everybody has it taped to their leg. We can't live without it, right? How awful. Sometimes we have two or three phones. Is it necessary? And why? Take a look at these things in all aspects. What does it do to your body and your loved ones? With cell phones, do your teenagers answer you? Well, do you have restrictions on certain hours? They know how to get around it. If they don't answer your text and they're your calls and they're not in school, maybe they're not responsible enough to have a phone. Take it old school, drop them off, tell them to get in a certain place and pick them up. Teach them lessons that they don't need that. Sometimes they do for safety. Maybe they're babysitting and there's no phone there. Let's think about these. Develop your own sense of what's real for your family, not what society has to say you have to have, right? How many 3-year-olds need an iPad? It's a babysitter, right? Get the books out and spend some time. Systematically, we energetically trap our bodies, right? We repel the healing that's right there in front of us. Fresh air for the family after breakfast or before? Why not? Picnic outside? Absolutely. Playing games outside as kids? Absolutely. Fresh air so you sleep well? You know it. Homemade meals? What happened? Why is it a fast paced society? Well, we have to pick up our own dinner, drive ups. These kids are schlepping it out there. It's interesting, right? What are we learning and what are we doing to society and our bodies, minds, and souls? We're so closed off, but we're so, you know, tapped in to social media. How many apps do you have on your phone? What in the world do you think it's doing to you energetically? Does your partner sit on the phone in front of you while you're watching news or TV? Is that quality time? No, it is not. Phones down at dinner, all meals, in a basket, turned off, period. It has to be. And if you have family that has events, activities, kids, I know there and your presence matters. Why have them if you're not there? If you can be. Or change it up. One parent or family member should be there, or neighbor or somebody should be there because they matter and you matter. Do you have special events in your life that people show up for you for? You matter. If you haven't had this energetically, it's crazy in your body, right? You will feel it energetically. Your meridians, your chakras, body, mind, and soul. You're not going to feel complete and you're at peace until you find these things. Energetically, there's a lot of different modalities out there. And whatever works for you to start, maybe it's just a walk. Tell a neighbor you're going to hold each other accountable and we're going for walks. Walk the dogs, borrow a dog, go for a walk in nature, talk to yourself, talk it out with God, work it out, be the manager of your own body, and then implement those in your family. It matters how you teach them how to teach themselves skills, life skills. It matters. You and your partner, if you have one, matter. Take time for each other. Sacred space is sacred energy. You must have it. It's not good to be two ships passing in the night and expect life to be happening. It's energetically disconnecting, right? Connect to things, people, places, and things that matter and disengage from what doesn't. Is it a distraction because you're unhappy? unhealed wounds. It's time to dissipate and find peace in your heart. Transcend all trauma, shame, grief, fear, sorrow, back to your heart center and become whole. And encourage everybody else to do so they can have the best quality of life and you can all be the best version of yourself. So I hope this helps today. And just remember you matter and take care of you. And so it is. Namaste.